Former Senator Scott Brown joining us. He supports Donald Trump, was a very early supporter of Donald Trump, by the way, before guys like Chris Christie were doing hostage tapes behind Trump. Whoa. I kid. But to make the point, it is a dicey minefield, this politics. Scott Brown, what do you make of what seems to be a split tonight?
Well, obviously, Donald's going to get a few more delegates, and I think, as you have all pointed out, Marco seems to be the one that's struggling, obviously. And Kasich, depending on how he does in Michigan now, may have a little bit of life. But Marco, it really comes down to Florida. And I think after the 15th, as we've all said, we all know it, regardless of what the political pundits say and what the campaigns say, after the next round, we'll know a lot more. It'll probably go down to Kasich said he's going to be out, and Marco, if he doesn't win Florida, quite frankly, should be out. So we'll see what happens. It's
but he's not leaving.
Chess
people
match.
have said, Scott, that he's not leaving. Even if he loses Florida, at least John Kasich has said about Ohio, I lose Ohio, I'm out of here. I don't see any forward game.
Well, listen, as somebody who's run in races, as you know, I've done 13, not including primaries, 11-2 in terms of the winning and losses. It's very difficult to just say, you know what, I'm done. I lost.
Yeah.
And so I think that'll take care of itself ultimately. And that's a question of where we go from here. You were talking, Neil. I've been listening as I do religiously all night and all week and all year.
All right, I'll play along.
Yeah. And, it's funny, when you have the establishment, so-called, and Mitt Romney in particular coming out, Mitt Romney lost Massachusetts by 23 points. So when they're talking about the down ticket, when I ran, I only lost by 8. So it's really up to the individual candidates because this whole notion about, the establishment's great and they're going to do all these wonderful things, it's not necessarily the case.
And the establishment isn't on the same page on this. As I was mentioning before, some are concerned about Trump, others are concerned about Ted Cruz, and then there are others who don't like either of the guys and would like to look outside. So they're not focused.
Well, I know that for a fact that they don't like Ted, and that's okay. Yeah. And they don't like Donald, that's okay. And there's nobody coming through that door. I used it the other day with you. Is Robert Parrish or Larry Bird coming through that door if you're a Celtics fan with Rick Pitino? No. There's no perfect candidate coming through that door, folks.
So those were basketball analogies you were making.
They were.
Gotcha.
So if, in fact, Donald Trump or Ted Cruz is the nominee, the question is the so-called establishment and everybody, their brothers and sisters, every Republican, Independent, and Reagan Democrat, are they going to come out and support the nominee? Because if not, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it, you're going to have Hillary Clinton. And then you gave up the Supreme Court choices, you give up the ambassadors, you give up all the secretaries, the deputy secretaries, and you give all the ancillary benefits that come along with it. Come on, give me a break.
All right, well, why are you yelling at me? I wanted to get your opinion.
I'm sorry.
All right. Senator,
this is exciting, though. It is exciting, Neil.
Thank you very much, and very good.
Nice to see you
Now I know
all.
that those are basketball names you were mentioning.